Earlier this week, former Republican Congresswoman from California, Michelle Park Steele, arrived in Seoul as the U.S. ambassador to South Korea, making her the second Korean American to serve in the post. For more on this, we're joined today by Professor Kim Young-jun, professor at the National Security College at the Korea National Defense University. Professor Kim, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me today.
So Steele, she's now taking on a post that had been vacant for 18 months, right? And amid trade tensions and growing geopolitical uncertainty. So how does she differ from previous U.S. ambassadors to Korea, and what impact do you expect her appointment to have on the South Korea-U.S. alliance?
Yeah, but this is a very important moment. As you said, the new ambassador is the first female Korean American ambassador who was born in Korea and speak Korean fluently as a mother language. And we had already Song Kim as the first Korean American ambassador, but she is the first female ambassador, and she and her husband also and GOP member, the Republican members of the American politics, and she'll be a great bridge between the U.S. and the ROC. And she is just typical American perspective of North Korea, and we can use her as a great bridge to the White House.
Right, and there are expectations that her appointment could help move forward the implementation of the joint fact sheet agreed between the two countries, including especially security consultations that have remained stalled till now. So what areas do you think could see progress first?
Yeah, the U.S. and the ROC have many tasks to be solved and developed, like tariff, investment, and nuclear power submarine, and nuclear enrichment and reprocessing right, open transfer, and others. Although many different positions between the two countries on different issues, the new ambassador understand what is different and what is the commonality. So she'll be a great channel for more communication and share commonality rather than differences. So U.S. already agree on the South Korean suggestion on the investment in Texas, for example, and we will have a more communication and task to be solved by using her position as a Korean American.
Right, and she's also known for having long-standing conservative positions on North Korea and China. How might her position and appointment shape U.S. policy toward the Korean Peninsula and the broader Indo-Pacific region?
Yeah, her perspective on North Korea and China seems like conservative in the South Korean context, but her opinion on North Korea and China is a typical normal GOP politician who is hawkish position against China and North Korea for human rights abuse, dictatorship, and others. So her position is nothing different from other American politicians. And she is not particular ultra-wing warrior in the U.S. political context. So she is used to be familiar with the Korean conservative, but this is also not particular one because that is common and usual. So as a diplomat, not as a politician, the new ambassador will do her job with a different idea and philosophy, and she'll be a great diplomat between the U.S. and the Korea. And her position is not very much conservative in the U.S. context. So we need to understand what her policy and idea on North Korea as a politician, but her job as a diplomat now.
Right, and her appointment has drawn mixed reactions here in South Korea. Conservative supporters view her close ties with President Donald Trump as an asset, while progressive civic groups staged a protest when she arrived in Incheon Airport. And they labeled her as a right-wing figure. So how are they likely to affect her ability to carry out her diplomatic role here in Korea?
Yeah, before her coming, some Korean politicians and experts criticized her position on North Korea and China as well. But her position is very normal in the GOP politics and other American politicians. So we need to understand U.S. context, not South Korean context on North Korea. So her appointment as a diplomat is a Trump position on Korea as a Korean American. There's more communication and more smooth bridge between the two countries, not as a particular ultra-wing politics on North Korea. So still, appointment is a great opportunity for South Korea. As a Korean American, she understands Korean culture and the sense of political issue. So we can use her position to more better communication to the White House.
Right, we'll have to see how that goes. All right, Professor Kim, thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.